Let's get started. Good to have everyone on the call, and thanks for joining today. So today's theme is about precision in motion, which is focused on unleashing the power of the all-new 87C, the industry's ultimate all-in-one cattle handling solution. So I think as we launch this product, it makes us think of some of the following points that kind of make up this product. The first one is it's easy to use. So the equipment is designed with precision in mind. Second thing is innovative design. So it's leading the cattle industry one step at a time. And then lastly, it's portable. So it's allowing cattle handling on the go at any location, an all-in-one full handling system. So from corrals to chutes, this is an all-in-one product offering that will revolutionize cattle flow and allow innovation to meet efficiency. So with that introduction said, I want to go quickly over our agenda for today. So we're going to start off with our vision as normal, and then we've got a really exciting live walkthrough with a Healer 87C. And be ready during that conversation. You'll have some questions, so make sure you post them in the chat or unmute. And then we've got some product updates to let you guys know about. And then we've got an exciting marketing update that we want to bring you into. And then finally, we'll end up with an open forum where we want to hear any questions or concerns from you. All right, so first up is our vision that's inspiring tomorrow's rancher by solving problems today. So recently, I had the privilege of going out and visiting some ranchers in Tennessee, and it was excellent to discuss some of their challenges and the ways they believe Arrowquip can further help their operation. That was from the little client care things that we've done well on to some of the ways that we package equipment and send it to customers and how we can better that process. New product ideas came up and new industries that we could get into. So we're very excited and we'll continue to talk to our customers. All because of one reason and this vision. So we're not just focused on saying a vision as words, we're motivated to create a movement and we want to make real change in industry, and that will require us to get out and talk to people and especially our dealers here on the call. So it's about future generations and it's creating an occupation that ranchers and farmers want to join. And so we feel we have a responsibility in that. So next up, very excited today. We're going to start off strong today, which I'm excited about, on a walkthrough of the 87C. So introducing Steve Langrell. Take it away, Steve.
Thanks, Mark. Well, here it is. This is the 87 Healer 87C. It's brand new. We're excited about it. We've never done nothing like this before. It's not our first stab at a portable corral, but the difference here is this is a complete working system. So at the front, we have a full working chute. After the chute, we have our EF adjustable alley, which fits our current weigh platform so that you can weigh in it. As well at the back, as we have a bud box to assist in you getting your cattle into the alley. And then after that, we got 4 wings that fold out into a portable corral so that you can use this unit as a gathering corral, or it can be a very quick infrastructure for you as it's got everything you need in one unit on wheels. So starting at the front here, this uses hydraulic jacks to raise and lower the unit. The hydraulic system is same as what we're using currently. We try to do a little upgrade here on the front jack. You'll see we created a storage pocket here so that it's just not laying and flopping on the ground. And then immediately above it, you have your electrical hookup storage for hooking up to your pickup, place to store it when you're disconnected. And here is your 7-pin connector. And we've done something a little different on this one. We've wired it up in such a way that when you're hooked up to your truck, it's charging your battery. So we're quite excited about that. I think that's a big positive. And then coming to the front of the unit, this one has lug posts mounted on. And as you see down the unit, this unit is the same width as our current Army series, 31.5 inches wide. So that'll only assist you in your flow. And coming back from there to the back of the chute and the back of the alley, we got something a little different as well. We didn't, because these panels fold up completely flat against the unit, they had to fold up flat against the unit or we'd be over width for road restrictions. We had to engineer and design ourselves out of our rolling doors because we had no room to put the arm back here. So we made split doors, and I'm not disappointed in them. I'm quite happy with them. This is how they work. So if you look over here, Jenna, there's just a simple latch that you just twist and pull, and then when you go to slam it, it automatically latches. Now that's the same on both sides, so that you can operate this door from either side. And if when you're operating the door from this side, you go to the latch and you disengage it on that side. Use your latch this side and reverse if you go to the other side. So that way you can always have your door locked in case an animal blows them doors open and you got somebody in the chute and they come in on top of it. We don't want that to happen. That can get seriously hurt doing that. Right here in the middle of the unit is our jack box. On our first portable corral, we had the jack box at the back. This one's mounted at the back of the chute, and you can uncoil your pendant and you can be right up at your ball and you can see what you're doing with the pendant in your hand. This is a little new pocket for the rump bar right there. Then what we have right here is we have on one side, I've got the panel packs unfolded. The other side, I got them packaged up for transport, and I'll explain why in a minute. So this is a little bit different than the Healer from the fact we never had as much real estate on the back of the unit for storing panels. So these panels are 15 feet long and we put 4 in a pack. So the square footage is basically the same as a Healer, but it's got 4 panels instead of 3, and it folds up different. So on the Healer, we fold it up in a way that we call it a cinnamon bun. It folds up like a cinnamon bun. This one folds up like an accordion. The wheels are straight, so it helps the panels to stand up straighter, because we know by the time you get to that last panel, sometimes they can have a bit of a lean. So that's an improvement there. We got our same cast hinges, but it's connected to the panel in a little bit different way than the Healer because of the way we fold it up. And also this gives you 270 degrees of rotation or a little bit better. And we have chain latches and chains on every panel, and there's no more quick links because too many of them broke on us. So it's got a hard fastened bolted connection there. And at the end of the panels, we got a double chain latch so that there's under heavy pressure, your panels aren't twisting like that. We have panel anchors that just fold away and go into the ground. There's the storage pocket for your pin. When it's here like that, in transport, you put your pin underneath, and then all of the stays have extra holes if you want to order more, you feel that you need more to keep your pen from moving around. The options there. Coming back here on the front section of every fold-out pack, we have a man door, and you'll notice the way that this door is hinged. We realized after this prototype, with the help of one of our customers, that we hinged it the wrong way. So it's going to be hinged this way. So it's just like having a door in your house that's hinged the wrong way, which is what this one is. So this way you'll be able to just push it and just keep walking on through. So it'll be a little bit nicer there. We no longer have a chain and a chain latch in the man door. We have a nice, simple, quick flip over latch. So if you leave your animals in here for a bit, you go away and you're worried about these cattle possibly pulling the gate open, you can just latch it shut. Otherwise, it's spring loaded and shuts on itself. So move on from there. We have our EFLE, which is the same of what everybody's used to. It's exactly the same. Nothing's changed there from our current EFLEs. Immediately at the back, there's a split door at the back as well. This here, I'll explain more about this when we get to the other side, but this is brand new for this unit too. So with our first portable corral, we relied solely on ratchet straps for holding the panels against the unit. And sometimes the panel packs tended to go like this, and the wheels would hang a little bit below the frame. And some people that were in high country or high approaches, they'd be going over them and catching the wheels and bending them and breaking them. So we wanted to design ourselves out of that problem, and surprisingly enough, it looks relatively simple once it's done, but it took us actually quite a few tries till we were satisfied with what we had. At one point, we actually thought, well, we're just going to make a solid shelf here that we can roll the panels on. But because We didn't want to allow ourselves much margin below the panels because we wanted to really support the panels to keep the wheels up. On one of our tests in the pasture there, the wheels dropped down, and when we went over, we weren't able to roll it up there. So we made this in such a way that when it's disengaged, it's actually on an angle. So your panels come in and slide right up nicely. And then there's a jack, which I'll show you on the other side, mounts right in here. And you just lift it up like that to support the panels. These profiles have an arc in here. You can see, Jenna, one of the purposes of that is so that when you're jacking, you're not down on your knees trying to line up that hole. When that pin deadheads on that arc, that pin lines up, and there you're ready to go down the road. Then after that, we did some a lot of brainstorming here, and a lot of effort went into this to improve our bud box, because the first one was very heavy. There's no secret there. It was two-man job at best. So this one, I'll unfold this one out and set it up just to show you. It's a huge improvement. So here we just have a spring-loaded pin. Here you see a foot, and what that foot for, it's not meant to touch the ground, as you can see. It's just when it's folded out, if an animal happens to rear up and jump on it, just give you that added support to limit the flex in the bow. And then there's a little shelf behind it, and that supports it on the unit so it's not bouncing down the road. So spring-loaded pin, you just pull your pin, give it a pull out like that, swings out like this. You got your connector bar here, simple quick release pin, pull it out. There's a bracket that's bolted on the far panel. Drop in your pin. You got a chain and a latch here. This is latch for transport, so the thing's not rattling like that in the alley. You just unlatch it, swing it away, take your latch, and your bud box is ready for action. And you can chain the chain latches if you want for safety. So this is a brand new kind of a latch. This is a really tricky connection, but I think the engineers did a very good job on this. It was a tricky connection because this wall is not fixed, so to say. There's a lot of movement. So what this is doing is this is keeping the distance, keeping it connected properly to this panel, as well as it's an added support to this gate. And then on here, you'll see this bow here. There's actually a gate in this bow so that you can undo your latch. You can use it somewhat as a crowd gate if you want, but you shut it, extend your alley, and now you got 16 feet of alley. So I've unpacked this thing up and packed it up many times, and I haven't got sick of it yet. It's a lot of fun compared to what we have. So just coming through the corral here now, coming to the back of the unit, here we have the tires right here. So these are a brand new tire for us. We've upgraded our tires because we had to, because the other tires weren't heavy enough. So these are 14-ply tire, a much bigger capacity, new hub, screw-on dust cap. So it's a big improvement there. And as we're talking about the weight, because I usually forget to mention this, the weight of this unit is 9,823 pounds and a tongue weight of 1,243 pounds. So at the back of the unit, we've added another access door, because we all know it's hard to have too many points of access. At least that's what we found. So this door can give you another point of access into the unit, or you can connect up panels here and you can use it as another sort pin to sort off a sick cow or calves or whatever you'd like to do. You'll see this bracket right here. That's storage for the jack there. So this side of the unit is packaged up for transport. Obviously, you don't leave the jack here when you're going down the road, but I just mounted it. This is how the jack mounts up. Like that. And then you just jack up like that. The first thing you do is undo your ratchet strap. And because it's supported so nice, the panels don't spring back on you. And we've got a profile at the end that's with a lip in case something goes wrong. It's just that one more point of safety for keeping them panel packs from swinging out into the road, as well as we we put our hinge points the opposite way, so to speak, as the healer. So if anything ever happened, these panels would want to trail with you instead of swinging out like that. So it's just the last thing we want is an accident going down interstate or something. I think that covers these here. Big brackets here are just 4 targets for the dealers and for the guys out in the yard loading up. We got an extra hole here. There's another point to hang a pour-on bottle or whatever you'd like there. Evan, have I missed anything besides the configurations? I'll turn it over to the engineers right away, and they got another little story to tell you, but Evan can let me know if I missed anything.
No, no, I think you got it there, Steve.
Good, take it away.
Just before we do that, Steve, it comes standard with hydraulic jacks, does it?
Yes. Yeah.
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 Go ahead, Evan.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Steve, for that detailed walkthrough. So with this Healer 87C, we've come up with a new hinge system, like Steve mentioned. This hinge system being able to rotate that 270 degrees around the hinge point allows for more pen configurations than our current Healer setup. This was done in an effort since the Healer 87C does not have the ability to carry extra standalone panels. We had to make the panel packs attached to the unit fold out into multiple configurations for sorting options. So yeah, this is our first pen configuration, very similar to the original or the Healer. Same pen sizes. Cass, can you go to the next slide? So with those 270 degree of rotation on the hinges, we're allowed to create a large rear pen. So having the back door in the alleyway there allows you to sort off calves into this calves or cows into this rear holding pen. Next slide, please. And yeah, we can also do a large side pen, a small side pen, and a small rear pen to kind of maximize your different sorting configurations. This can, the image shown on the screen can also be swapped left to right so that you have your small pen on your right-hand side. We can do whatever we want there. Next slide, please there, Cass. And lastly, this wasn't touched in the walk around, but this is our new ground stake on the swing gate used on the opposite side of the bud box. The current Healer ground stake was inside of a tube with a little spring pin. We've just done this in an effort to make the whole connection a little bit simpler for those using it out in the field. So this is a 3/4 inch bent rod that moves through a sheet metal bracket, and once you fold this gate out into the pen, you can drop the cane rod off of the top panel rail and just let it sit on the ground, and it provides a stay for your swing gate. So with that, I'd like to pass it off to Laramie for some product updates.
Just on
Before
that.
you go on, sorry, go on, Dan.
Sorry, no, a question I had just on your configurations. If you want to go back to that slide, you're able to bring it out in front of the chute as well, aren't you, Evan?
Yeah, yes, we can bring in these panel packs out in front of the chute, similar to this picture or the previous one with a large rear pen. The only thing with that is that we don't have an access point to put those cattle back into the pens. So you can create that pen out front. So after you've processed animals through the chute, you let them into that holding pen, but there is no, with the current panel configurations, there's no good way to get them back inside of your system. You would have to let them outside of your system or use extra panels brought along to run them back into a gap between the panels.
Okay.
The other question I had for you, Evan, and just so everyone, all the dealers know, Evan and Zach both putting a lot of effort into creating this product. So they're very passionate. And it's been a great journey. For the bud box for dealers, is it standard on one side? Do you have to factory order it left or right, or can you move it left or right on the dealer's lot?
As for what comes standard, I believe it's only the left-hand side bud box with left-hand side shoe controls. The bud box is, you can swap it to the right-hand side should you desire. All the parts provided with the left-hand configured unit can be swapped over. It is a bit of a process, but all your parts are there should you want to do that in the future.
Okay, yeah, that answers my question. Thanks very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Evan. Thank you, Steve. Great recap. And well, I can't wait for these to get to your dealers' lots. It's going to be great to see these take off. Make sure you reach out to your regional managers. They start shipping on June 26th, and the weeks are definitely filling up. So make sure you reach out and get your spots booked, because it's a great product and it's going to solve a lot of ranchers' problems. Real quickly though, just a small quick product update regarding the tub stands. So the yellow pin-in tub stand that's been on the price list for the last little while to help solve the problem of the safety and presentation of tubs on your lots in the package configuration. We've been providing that as in an effort to maximize the safety and prevent things like wind tipping the units over on your lots. And so with that, we solved the one issue, however, did not solve the issue of the stability of the units on truckloads and when unloading. And so in an effort to solve that issue as well as the dealer's lots, we have since developed a shipping bracket. So it's essentially a shipping fixture that needs to be removed at the customer. You'll see it there in the middle, kind of a bent FLF with a bunch of pegs in which the bundled curved panels sit on top of. You'll see there in the left picture, it takes the center of gravity and shifts it more to the middle of the frame by pushing your panel packs to the outer edge of the frame rather than how they've been going thus far, tucked up against your swing gate and crowd gate. So that shifted the center of gravity, giving the tub package configuration a lot of stability and increasing the safety on the loads as well as your lots. The GIF looks like stopped there, but that was some of the internal testing we've done, getting trying to do everything we can to get those to tip over, and we haven't been able to do it yet. So that will come on all 90-degree and 180-degree tubs, and you will no longer need the tub stands. So we have stopped producing those going forward. And if you have any questions, feel free to unmute, put it in the chat, or give me a call after the call, and I can do everything to answer any further questions. But please emphasize to make sure we're removing and educating our customers to remove those brackets when they set up their tubs. With that, Janelle's got a quick marketing update, and I'll hand it over to her. Thank you.
Thank you, Laramie. So on the marketing end of things, our continued focus has first and foremost been on a launch that we're all very excited about, the Healer 87C. This was launched earlier this week and is now in full swing. Now the marketing team has switched its focus to work on the 10 and 20 head smaller systems, which will be complete by the end of June. So you can look forward to getting more information on those soon as well. From there, we'll then be focusing on the launch of the Healer C2 in July and getting that out to the masses as well. Aside from these launches, and as a recap from a national standpoint, our June will be focused on marketing the Healer 87C and systems. Now I'll pass things back to Mark for our open forum. Thank you.
Thanks, Janelle. And just to reiterate what Janelle was saying, right now we're doing a massive push. And so we'd like our dealers to be involved too. So if you want access to the posts, if you want access to what we're pushing right now on the 87C, please let us know and we'll send them over you so you can push it on your own social media, on Facebook, talk to your customers about it. Just so everyone knows, current order time to get these, because we're booked out now. We're booked out to the end of August to get the 87Cs in. So if you are personally wanting one to get on your lot and you haven't asked yet, I would talk to your regional manager so they can get one in the system for you. But I'm sure there are for the new product out there. So wanted to open the forum for any questions, concerns, or thoughts. It's good to see you on the call, Rusty. You're on mute.
There we go.
Yep, there we go. What do you think of this new product?
Sounds good. Looks good. We should have 2 or 3 of them.
So that's awesome. It's good. Looks like we've got Scott on here, Scott Anderson. What are your thoughts?
Well, we really like the setup on that. We're pretty excited about that. We got ours on order, looking forward to getting it in. And yeah, that was fun up there last month, seeing it in person. And I think it's a great addition to the lineup.
Yeah, I appreciate you pitching in, because we're pushing it. So we're pushing it quite hard now on social media. Would really appreciate everyone's help in that. If you wanted to push it on your socials, especially at more of a local level, you know, people will be able to look at it. What about, who else can I pick on? Someone else I saw. Oh, look, Justin. Good to see you, Justin. Sorry, I missed out on your event. I was quite disappointed. You're on mute.
I said, it's no problem. We know where the red-headed stepchildren down here in South Florida.
Come on.
That's all right. We'll, as far as the rollout on that new stuff there, it's interesting. We'll see what the market tells us about it. We always get some initial excitement on this stuff when new things roll out. So we'll be excited to see what customers tell us. You know, if anything will hurt it, it'll be price point, I think, right now. We've seen a lot of the higher end stuff, I think, bigger portables, and the healers seems, I don't know what everybody else's feel is, but it seems to have somewhat stagnated a little bit. That inventory's been a little slower moving, so we'll see what the market tells us. I hope cattle prices keep on the uphill trend to keep a more optimistic buyer, I hope. So we'll see what it looks like. As far as the product itself, I like some new additions made. That bud flow tub is a game changer for operators, for our customers, to be able to just make that thing function easier for themselves, be more practical, being portable, you know, not take as long setting it up and that kind of thing. So I like that, and we'll see. Time will tell, but some good improvements there. I know we had some issues like you're talking about, or Steve mentioned, with the casters, some of the wheels getting hung up on unlevel terrain, getting bent. We've had some issues with that, so that was a good improvement I seen. And you know, it being a bumper pull unit, that may help some as well. Keeping that ton weight down and going with a bumper pull style unit, that may help some producers that don't have gooseneck trucks to do something there as well. So we'll see.
It's good. You raise a good point, Justin. I just wanted to go off it right now. I mean, we as a company, we're readjusting to the new time, especially after what we've been through in the last 2 to 3 years. But what companies are doing now is they're getting further and further away from their customer. We will do the opposite. I think the main, just so you know, right now, from a sales and marketing perspective, there's a few things that we're doing. Number one, increase our activities on the phone, get in front of people, talk to more people. Number two, invest more into marketing. Make sure that we're getting product in front of people. And the third and last thing is innovate. What do ranchers and farmers want? What other products can we come out with that they need right now? Those three things, if we keep close to those, it will continue to grow. But a lot of companies now are focusing more on internal cuts and things like that. That's not where we're going. We're going growth mode. But we need our dealers on board so that we can continue on this journey. Does that make sense, Justin?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I went in a different business. I went through the same thing in 08 when the market kind of changed, where everybody else backed off, we doubled down, and that's what you got to do. So we have to stay optimistic in our conversations with our customers and keep pushing things forward. So that's we're prepared and ready to do it.
Absolutely. And just looking through our pipeline from our end, we've never had so many leads coming into our system. And that we're getting around 500 plus a week of people inquiring on the product. And how can we get them to the dealer quicker is kind of where we're having the conversation. How can we give you more leads quicker? Because that's a lot of leads a week. We've never seen that many leads come into our system a week. And why? Is because we've got good dealers on the ground that are pushing the equipment. We've got a marketing team that pushes, and then we've got innovative product. And I think as partners, if we work together, we'll continue to grow.
Yep.
I really appreciate you bringing up the point. That's good. Well, this seems a bit of a quick call, but is there any other questions or concerns or comments that anyone wants to raise?
One quick question there, Mark, on the potential of the hydraulic chute on the front there, 107. I know we had mentioned that a little bit at the dealer roundup. Any thoughts on that at this point?
Well, the hydraulic on front of the 87C.
Yeah, 107.
Yeah.
Dealer 107. There we go.
Yeah, I like that. Well, Laramie, you're the man for that question.
No, it's good. I think we talked, Scott, at the thing. They're definitely filling up fast. There's a lot of demand and excitement around them. And I think, to Justin's point, let's get it out in the market and see the excitement and let the markets tell us where to go. And I'll continue and add another vote in our feedback selection and continue to monitor it, but keep us posted with the feedback, especially when it's on the ground and you get talking to customers, and help us understand if that hydraulic aspect is going to solve another problem and create a bunch of a different market that we'll capture. Keep it coming. Thanks, Scott.
I think it's a good point too, is as these products get out there and you start to sit down with customers on it, is we want to hear what they're saying about it, because that's where the best ideas come from.
That's good, Dane. Just to build on that, is, you know, when we've been developing this healer range, some of the biggest innovations come from our unhappiest customer, right? So keep the feedback coming. The positive things are always good, but the stuff that's still a problem, we need to hear about it. Like, and sometimes we can't always drop tools and fix it, but it's going into a log, it's being researched, and there's nothing better than feedback right from the person that's using it. So just wanted to reiterate that.
And Formsies are another great way. If you don't have time to pick up the phone or something, just log it simply. In the past about 3 months, there's only been about 15 Formsies. So I'm sure we can all do better, all of us, to continue to get more feedback and get it coming so that we can use it to help us make decisions heretofore.
And to back that up, Laramie, I think Justin's point Justin, especially now, you know, is there, it's good to see, like going out to some ranches, I think it was last week, there was so much opportunity that, you know, maybe Arrowquip can build this or Arrowquip can build that. We need those ideas because sometimes, you know, we're not always on the ground. You guys are in the trenches. You guys are talking to customers every day. You're hearing the problems way more often than we are. We are so dedicated to fixing those problems. So the ideas, those opportunities, and that constructive feedback, just send it right through.
And I also want to make a point, if it's okay, Mark, is don't strictly highlight it for just new products or new ideas either. The stuff that we have that's existing that has problems, please highlight that as well, because we also need to fix what we already have and continue to improve that, because the best shoot isn't made and it never will be.
It's good. Well, I definitely do not want to cut anyone off. So is there any other questions, concerns, or comments? All right. Well, appreciate everyone joining the call today. And we'll have some more exciting news on our next call, obviously. So be watching this space and let's go.